Freedom. Within the United States of America lies a large industrial city that is the site of one of the world's largest slave labor camps. Located in and around the center of this city are community settlements where the slaves live. Each morning the slaves move herd-like from their quarters into the slave labor camps. Each one is at his or her station by 7:30 a.m. Here they report to their master for the day's duties, and here they remain chained until 5 p.m. when they're released to go home. The slaves have no choice as to how many hours they must labor. Sometimes they are required to work overtime until their master tells them they may leave and go home. Each year the slaves are told when to take their vacations, for how long, and when they must return. They have little choice as to how much they may earn, as they are paid not what they are worth, but what the job is worth. They are allowed very little time for lunch and coffee breaks during the labor hours. The slaves will remain in chains in great fear because the master can punish them with the firing or layoff whip. It is said that even some of the older slaves who have been good and faithful have felt the sting of the whip. Day by day, year by year, the slaves toil and grow older until the master decides it is time to release them to the retirement camps where they're forced to sit idle and wait for death. It's a well-known fact that the old slaves who try to keep working are sometimes whipped with a stop-their-pension whip. I know these slave camps exist, for I once was a slave, but now I am a free man who lives amongst the slaves. The reason I am free is because I am in business for myself as a network marketer. Yes, I truly am free. I arise in the morning called for by my schedule. I decide my own hours. I can even sleep in late while the slaves are at work. I can vacation when, where, and for how long I please. I'm free to take my coffee break and lunch when I decide. And of course I can decide my own paycheck because I am not a slave. I can choose to work when and where I please and with whom I please. I'm free to stay in the city for as long as I want or to move on to greener pastures if I decide to. I've seen many slaves sadly pack their belongings to leave the city in search of a new master, but it is always the same. There is, however, a ray of hope for the slaves. He or she can buy their own freedom. The cost is not high, yet it seems high to those who do not have the courage to pay the price. What is the price? One must be willing to be their own master. One must be willing to be their own master.